Okay guys, on to the next one. Now this reference is freaking awesome, dude. This lady has this amazing hair. She has a cool expression. The shadows and lights are very clearly delineated. So this should be fun to paint. Just putting my gloves on. You know, I like to use gloves. Actually, I don't like to use gloves when I'm painting. I prefer to paint with just my bare hands. But just things get too messy and too dirty, and I don't want any of these chemicals. I don't know, cadmium red, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not using cadmium red, but okay, I'm using titanium white. I don't think titanium being on my skin constantly is a good idea, you know? Like, this is just not, I don't know, sounds pretty cancerous to me. Probably isn't, but better to be safe than sorry. So got my latex gloves on, and let's go ahead and start with a drawing. Go ahead and pull out my trusty cotton swab here and dip it in a little bit of mineral spirits. And then I'll go ahead and start with the drawing. So the hair shape is gonna take a lot, right? So just kind of have to judge the shape of the hair and how it's gonna go in the overall picture plane. So let's see, big shape of the hair. Maybe more angled, and then going down. And then inside of that, let's see, maybe around here, get that triangle shape. Around here, it's pretty thick, right? Maybe more like that, and then like so. This might have to be thicker a little bit, which is fine. I have space to do that. And then I'll go ahead and get, see, head, cheekbone, and then down to chin. Chin, you see more of the right side. From our point of view, the right side. From her point of view, the left side. Going up like that. Which gives me a little more room to fudge the hair, and that's great. I'll go ahead and add the center line. And then I'll go ahead and put in the axis lines. Now she does have a slight tilt. I mean, if this is straight, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's kind of going like that, just a tiny amount. So go ahead and keep that in account as I'm adding these lines. Oh, this is too exaggerated, way too exaggerated. So go ahead and fix that. It's better. And then the nose line here. Okay. Now let me just sculpt in the shape of the nose, this kind of M shape that we have over here. Then you've got the shadow coming off. Notice like I'm being very messy with this. I don't know, kind of felt like it. Let's see if it works out. Go ahead and get the shape of the, this is why I love these, you know, references with very strong light and dark, because then you can sometimes just rely on shape recognition and just put in the shape. And if you put in a decent enough shape, get a decent enough head. Decent enough features, decent enough drawing. And I know that we don't want decent enough, we want amazing, epic, but so Sometimes you just gotta be realistic about your skill level, and decent enough is like a win. You know? Take the wins. Don't be too hard on yourself. So that's the shadow, the cheek. Let's get the eye in. Change that cotton swab. Shape of the brow and the light underneath the brow. Let's get so the lip, maybe it starts somewhere here, ends here, and here. That looks about right. Bottom of the lip will be somewhere here. And then we've got that shadow coming with the chin. And then this beautiful shape here. It's pretty crude, but it's enough for me to understand what I need to do to paint, and that's ultimately all I need. Some of you might require less, some of you might require more, depending on your level, right? So, that is a thick neck. That's not good. I'm gonna maybe pull this in a little more, give her a little more elegant neck, and then there we go. Looking at her in my drawing right now, the proportions seem a little male-like more than female. Could be because of the jawline. She does have a strong jaw, but it's definitely feminine, right? So let's see what happens as I play around and add more information. So let's start off with that beautiful hair. It's frazzled and all around. Let's clean up this brush a little bit. Fix that shape. So, like so, and then pull it like so. Seems better to me. And then I would say the hair here would be something like that. So now I'm kind of refining the hair shapes that I have. Again, I'm not looking for something accurate to 100%, but every step I try to get closer, until eventually you land on something that's good. Scrub this in. Something that I've been thinking about a lot is time allocation. You know, a lot of us, and I've talked about this before a little bit, are in the situation where we're trying to learn how to draw, we're trying to learn how to paint. Maybe we want careers as full-time artists, but we're doing it in between jobs, and we're doing it in between family life, and we're doing it in between a lot of things. And the key is to stay consistent, really. Because consistency is so important. You know, personally, I think an hour a day is better than, 3 hours every third day, let's say. The same, turns out to be, if you do an hour, an hour today, an hour tomorrow, and an hour day after tomorrow, it's the same as doing 3 hours today and then skipping for 2 days and then 3 hours again. But the consistency really makes a difference for me, personally, right? So, just something to think about. So I'll go ahead and go a little lighter for the shadow on the cheek, and go ahead and use that now. So it starts maybe here. Look at how messed up this brush is, dude. That's not as light as I want it to go. Because when I squint at the reference, I can still see a bit of a difference. Right? But I'm not seeing a difference when I squint on my painting. So go ahead and, yeah, it's too dark. Let's go lighter. There we go, that's better. That's better. And then go ahead and connect this shape. This shape, I may have to make the chin smaller. I don't know what is up with me making chins. Well, you know what? Since this is all gonna be in shadow, I don't even need to do that. Just go ahead. Oof, need to fix that shape. Got too excited. Got too excited. But it's fine. I can fix that. Just go ahead and fix that shadow, and then pull out a bit of white, knowing that it's going to be affected quite a bit by the value that's underneath it. And try to. Good enough. I'll go ahead and add an indication for the other eye, which I missed. So first of all, find this a little bit, pull it out there. I think I'll just do a very simple indication. That's it. That's all you need to get it to look like an eye. You know, no detail is needed. Really. Particularly if you're, you know, especially since I'm not going for likeness or anything like that. So even the detail that I put in there doesn't really have to match. It just, I mean, again, it depends on the exercise. You don't want to go crazy with how, you know, completely irreverent. This feels too low actually. Needs to go higher. This eye definitely needs to go higher. But see, that's an example, you know. I don't want to go crazy with how loose I'm indicating these things. It still has to flow. It still has to follow the rhythms. It still has to follow basic human anatomy, you know. Go ahead and do the lips. This model, another gorgeous model. You know, for me, I love to paint women. I absolutely love to paint women. And it's obviously, you know, I'm a guy. Obviously, I'm gonna be attracted to that subject matter. But to me, there's just this elegance, the flow, the curves. So much fun to paint, and it's not always like what you would call, or what you would expect as classically attractive women, right? That, you know, there's some women that like all men are gonna be like, okay, she's hot. And it's not about that. It can be about that, of course, like just painting a beautiful girl for the sake of beauty. But a lot of times, you know, kind of more curvy women, a little overweight, a little chubby, not what would be classically attractive, are so much fun to draw because of the curves and the character. Sometimes even men, you know, old men with a lot of just kind of wear and tear on their face. So much fun to draw. Even dudes with like, you know, who go to the gym because their anatomy is so defined. So much fun to draw because you're like, oh man, I recognize this muscle and I know my anatomy and so on and so forth. You know? Just what a fun discipline. What a fun discipline this is. So glad to have stumbled upon it, even though it put me to my knees, even though I wanted to quit, even though, you know, there's just a lot of things that happened in my life where I was just done with this, you know. It's just too hard. But I came back because what else am I gonna do? You know, some corporate job. I'm doing that right now. No, don't want to continue there. The absolute opposite of living a fulfilled life, if you ask me. Again, some people thrive on it. More power to you if you're one of these people. You know, I'm glad that you found that which makes you feel alive. But I think for a lot of us, that is absolutely not what makes us feel alive. You know, especially like sitting in front of a computer screen all the time. Like, it's really sad to think that the modern life is you go to sit in front of a computer screen for 8 hours, and then you go back home in order to sit in front of another computer screen, whether it's the TV or the phone or both at the same time, God forbid, which I'm sure a lot of people do. And like, yeah, that's gonna be the greatest expression of your life here on earth. Doesn't seem right, you know? I'm gonna put all of this under the same value. Right? Now, I'll go ahead and pull a much lighter value. Wow, this one went relatively quickly. I mean, let me wait, right? Maybe I'll mess it up. But yeah, I like how overall quickly this one went. Go ahead and refine some of the shapes here. And then I'll add the highlights. I want to get a setup where the camera is directly over the painting, because now you guys are seeing this being painted with a lot of skew. I mean, it's already a rough painting, and then you add the whole element of it being skewed to the camera because of the camera, and it's just not a good look. Yeah, so hopefully get that happening in the future. Go ahead and fix the shape here. And then go ahead and see, when I added that, I lost quite a bit. See, I can see certain things that can be pushed and pulled, like this can be slightly darker. Ooh, not that dark, but you know, just emphasize the cheekbone a little bit, and then emphasize the connection that's happening here. Here, right, just pull that like so, soften it, soften it, soften it, soften it, soften it. There's that connection that's here as well, connection that's here. Sometimes I can maybe overemphasize these rhythms, and maybe I don't want to do that on a young lady, because that will just add age to her. I think let me just get rid of these freaking static lines. Go ahead and add the highlights. Got a goop here. Did not goop the way I wanted it to goop. Let's try one more time. No, it's not laying it the way that I wanted. Let's see. Let me use this brush. Again, another brush that's been not well taken care of. So put in some mineral spirits and hope that that fixes the situation. Okay, so let's go boom. There we go. Got here. Got here. And then I've got it here as well. Yeah, it's a decent painting. And then I'll go ahead and I think because everything in the surrounding area here is so graphic and dark, I can go really light there. just to contrast everything. So let's see how light I can get away with it. I'm gonna add some mirror spirit so that I can move things around a lot more easy. Whoa, you see that? That is old paint from the brush because I didn't clean it well. That's what happens. Might look cool, let's see. Let's see what effect I get by using a shitty brush. Because it's warm. Maybe it contrasts with the cool of the head. I don't know. Don't like that there. And then I'll go ahead and just, yeah, look at that. I lost track of the shapes and messed it up. So now I gotta fix it. Now I'm gonna be more careful. Go ahead and soften this like so. Maybe add some of the lighter values. Yeah, look at that. This is a nice painting. I like it. And how much did that take me? 20 minutes. Getting better at this shit, guys. I mean, I shouldn't get too cocky. I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm getting better at this shit, and then the next one's just gonna be a disaster. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this video for now, and then I'll get on to the next one.